episode 139.
Are you ready to take your eBay business to the next level? Then hold on, because Ron and Ali are going to take you into the fast lane with the latest tips and insights from some of the biggest and most successful sellers here on the So You Want to Sell on eBay podcast.
Welcome once again to another episode of So You Want to Sell on eBay. I'm Ron LeBeau.
And I'm Ali Young.
Hey, everyone. We have with us today Debbie Wieder. Debbie, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Glad to be on.
Awesome. We're glad to have you as well. And Ali, tell us.
Yes.
Because we never know.
No.
What's it like in Thailand today?
Oh, Ron, I love the way you keep asking me. It's like you care. But, you know, when we're off air, he never does this, Debbie. He never asks me this question. No, I'm doing wrong.
That way you can never say that I'm not nice to you.
Yeah,
okay?
you're one of these guys that does it in public, aren't you? But no, I'm doing awesome. Thanks. Yeah, great to have you with us, Debbie.
Thank you.
Awesome. Very cool. So Debbie has been selling on eBay since 2002. Her grandparents took her to garage sales and thrift stores to buy items to resell in their continuous garage sale in the 1960s when she was young.
Wow.
She loves the freedom of being a small business owner and the friends she has met in the eBay community.
Wow, this is also, you're a 2002. So what's that? I've got to do the maths now. It's going to get complicated. 16 years you've been at this beast.
Oh my gosh, I guess so.
Does it make you feel old, does it? Wow, that's amazing.
That's really cool. So a lot of things have changed since 2002, haven't they, Debbie?
Yes, very much so. It's so much easier now.
Oh, cool.
That's really awesome. And hopefully that's inspiring to somebody out there listening who's thinking about starting an eBay business today, because, you know, when you started in 2002 and way before that even, it was a very, very manual process. A lot of the things that are automated today are were very manual back then, right?
Oh, yeah. Trying to get pictures uploaded. I've heard nightmare stories. In fact, the first thing I sold, I didn't even have pictures for it.
Okay, well, let's go back even further. You said having pictures uploaded or whatever, right? I mean, if you think about back then, even in 2002, the cameras on phones weren't as good as they are today either, right? So we're all point and clicking and still then back then, you know, even though it was digital, but, you know.
Did we even have cell phones in 2002?
Did we have computers in 2002? Back in the good old days when we were still using feathered pens we were using in those days?
Yeah, so
I had bag phones. Let's go with that.
Yes. So this is brilliant. Yeah. So your grandparents in the 60s taught you the niche, did they?
Oh, yeah. It was just awesome. I mean, that's all I knew growing up. We'd go to garage sales and thrift stores and things, and they would buy stuff, bring it home, clean it up, resell it. My grandpa, even before I was born, would buy those metal little toys that you ride on.
Oh, yeah.
Strip them down, repaint them, line his driveway at Christmas time and resell those. I mean, that was probably in the 50s.
So as a kid, did you like enjoy going to the garage sales, or was it like, oh man, we got to go to the garage sales again?
I think I did. I remember they'd give me a quarter and I'd try to find a little perfume bottle or something to buy. But it was just kind of what I knew. So you didn't really think about it. I did not like going out and selling in their garage sale for them, though. Right. In the mornings, my grandma would be having breakfast. And I mean, I was 7 or 8, and I'd have to go out there and stand there and talk to strangers and sell them stuff.
Boring.
Right. But it sounds to me like you got your start the same way Jason T. Smith did. I know his grandmother and his mother took him to garage sales, and you know, he's doing amazingly well now. And he's been on our show, and he had a really, really cool story. So it sounds like, you know, starting out at garage sales, you know, has been a success for several people anyhow.
Oh, yeah. It's the best way to go. So fun. You never know what you're going to find.
So they taught you the tricks of the trade, did they? They sort of showed you what's a bargain, what's not a bargain, how to filter through this madness.
I don't know. I mainly just kind of followed my grandpa around. You know, he'd go out in the tools and all that, and my grandma would buy clothes for herself. And I don't know. It was so long ago. And then for many years, I didn't go to garage sales. Then when I started having kids, I thought, I should get clothes at thrift stores. And for me, the real thing started, I was a homeschool mom. I was in a thrift store, and I put my hands down on the shelf to steady myself. And I looked down and I thought, oh my gosh, I know what these books are. They were $2. And I sold them. That was before eBay. I was doing Yahoo groups. So I was selling homeschool books through Yahoo groups. And then my son said, Mom, here, he started on eBay before me. So my very first thing was all my daughter's Barbie stuff. And I only sold it for $9.99. She was furious with me.
Wow.
This thing.
Wow. Well, it's funny because my wife does homeschools as well, and I understand the value of those homeschool books. A good book that it hasn't been written in and hasn't been abused is worth a good amount of money. And then also I know the value of Barbies because my wife has been collecting them all her life.
Yeah,
and just last night, she brought up her, I think, like 250 families that she has. I mean, and they're all laid across my living room right now. I can walk you upstairs and show you. They are all up there now. But she won't part with them, man. I keep telling her, I say, you keep bringing these out here, they're going to wind up on eBay. But I enjoy living with her, and I think I'll pass on selling those.
That's a good idea.
So you've got a variety of things here again. You got like all these sort of books. I think they're books. You got. I told you offline. You got this great. Where is he? There he is. He's this singing bear that shouts like graduate songs. I mean, so you just walk through. You see this. You think to yourself, "That's weird. That will sell," or "I know that will sell." I mean, what's your way of knowing when you're looking for something and then knowing you'll sort of get a profit for it?
Well, I use the eBay app on my phone to look things up when I'm out. And then weird sales, you just see something that you don't normally see. And I also check the date on the box. I think the date on that box might be 1998. So things might be a little older. That's just kind of what I do. Just look for different things. And then I study a lot. You mentioned Jason Smith. He has his big thrifting board group. So we talk about bolos. Look for this. Look for that. Right. When you do it enough times, you just kind of start to look at things differently. You kind of glance quickly. And it's just the hunt. It's just, I love the hunt.
Yeah. I bet it's really addictive. And it's also amazing how it started for you. You were about to fall. You look down. There's some books that you knew. And I mean, it's like you're meant to be doing it.
Oh, yes. I agree. I tell people it's in my DNA. I can't help it.
Right. So real quickly, what did you do before 2002 for an income?
I was stay-at-home mom. Homeschooling.
Okay, good.
And like I said, when I found those books, I thought, I can sell these on Yahoo groups. And so I just enjoyed, as soon as we started having kids, I told my husband, I don't want to go to work. I'd rather stay home and be with the kids. And before we had kids, I worked in retail.
Gotcha. Yeah, I tried that with my wife too, but she tells me to go to work every day. So again,
get out of the house, leave me alone. I'm not saying.
Yeah. And I can say that safely, but it's all good. I mean, yeah, I understand. I mean, so, and I will say my wife and homeschool moms and homeschool wives are, they're the hardest working people I know, for real. Yeah. And then for you to be able to build a business on eBay on top of that just is like amazing, simply amazing. It's really kind of cool how you're able to do that.
So have you got them working for you? Is it like you got a sweatshop happening? You're like, get to work.
No, they would help me hunt when we'd go out. I would kind of give them ideas of books to look for, and then they would bring them back to me, and they'd find them. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, you found a whole set of those books. And we go out for lunch and celebrate.
There you go. That's awesome.
Send out your minions to find out the source of the stuff and bring it back to you. I love it.
Yeah. Now they're all grown. They're all out of the house. And then my son, one day, my husband and I were out garage selling, and we looked at the car ahead of us, and it was our son and his friend out garage selling, looking for things.
Nice.
That's really cool because, we always talk about the entrepreneurial spirit on the show. And it's really cool when parents like you are able to teach your kids the value of, being an entrepreneur and, give them the option. This is what you can do, or you can go to work for somebody else and make their dreams come true. So that's really kind of cool. And then to catch them, out there thrifting, that's pretty awesome. That's testimony that what you're doing works.
Yeah, it was really fun. And eBay makes it so easy. I think about senior citizens now trying to live on these fixed incomes. It's crazy, but eBay, anybody can do eBay. And it's so easy now. And constantly they're adding better tools. They're improving things for us to make it easier. So I really think about older people who have really not an option. And people who are housebound. I know a guy that's in a wheelchair, and he sells on eBay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, really, anybody can do this. At any level.
Yes.
Yeah, and we've had from the really high end to the people just selling stuff around the house, and it works for all of them. And it doesn't matter how weird. I mean, we've seen some weird stuff over the years. It doesn't matter how weird it is. it still sells. It's like, what? Who buys this stuff?
Yes. Well, the weirder it is, sometimes the better it sells.
Yes.
It's crazy.
And a lot of times, if you put that on an auction, the weird stuff will just like go crazy, man. It just goes crazy. It's like unbelievable. I would like to find something really, really weird and put it on there, start it out at 99 cents and watch it grow.
Oh, yeah. I've seen other people do it. One gal had a vase and they said, take that down. She didn't know what she had, and she put it back up on auction. It sold for over $7,000.
Wow! Do you know that? That's the addiction right there, isn't it? Oh, I want that one product.
Oh my gosh, man! Yeah, I bet that lady's still selling on eBay.
Yeah.
Oh, she is. Oh, yeah, we're friends. Yeah. We talk.
We need to get her on the show. That's what we need.
That's brilliant.
Yes, we will get her.
So,
yes,
and I see
that one face.
Yeah, that's what's. And I see you're selling games as well. You don't see many of those these days. You know, like old board games. You know, Monopoly and stuff like that. So stuff like that still sells, does it?
Oh, it does. And I had some Risk board games, and the price had dropped down on those, and a friend suggested just sell the parts. So I took all the parts out. I counted everything. I sold 5 sets of those at $23 a box, plus I paid the shipping.
Yep.
So even though someone could have bought the whole box game from me, it was less expensive for shipping, and so parts sell too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. I mean, why buy the whole thing if you just need a part or two, and you can get a good price on that.
Yeah, and I think people might use them for arts and crafts too.
Yeah.
Because people, like to recycle and upcycle and who knows, arts and crafts. But I'm happy to sell it for whatever they want.
So you mentioned shipping earlier. So I'm looking at your store. So you've got like heavy-duty leather books to items that are really quite light. So how do you know how to incorporate your shipping? How do you know what that's going to sort of be, the price?
Well, books go medium mail. And so, and other items, first class, priority, we use a lot of flat rate. Regional boxes, we use a lot of padded flat rate envelopes. We call it the FOMO method, where I ship a coffee mug in a flat rate. We wrap it really well. It's kind of like a puzzle, and I just make sure I have all the different size boxes. When I do a lot of times, if it's something tricky, I actually wrap it and figure it out before I list it. I sold a ceramic Christmas tree that was about 18 inches tall. It took me 3 hours to wrap it because it had dripping snow, little snow dripping off every.
Wow.
I had to wrap every single one. It literally took me 3 hours. I had to put 2 boxes together, and it got there in perfect shape. But I knew before I listed it how big the box was going to be, what my shipping weight was going to be, because I didn't want to lose money. So it's a puzzle, but the more you do it, and eBay's coming out with a new app now. I guess only Android has it right now, but it's that like virtual reality, and you hover over your item and it shows you what size box to use. Which flat rate box.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, we saw it at our meetup group the other night because we get to go to eBay headquarters in San Jose.
Ooh.
And we were blown away, but now we're waiting for it to come out for the iPhone too.
And you heard it first here on So You Want
Yeah. That's
Right.
What's the name of that app?
I can't, AR, augmented reality, AR, I can't remember the exact.
How could you? Well, why do they make the name so hard? It should just be called the BG machine or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
pretty awesome.
Yeah. That's why I say eBay keeps making it easier and easier for us. So, and I do spend a lot of time in Facebook groups learning and trying to help other people too.
Yeah. And that's a big part of it too, right? I mean, because the networking, when people start an eBay business, man, you almost get kind of sucked into the networking side of things, which is really, really awesome. I think that's really cool to meet other people doing what you do. And, when you're struggling or, you're not having such a great time, you kind of reach out to somebody, and they give you that boost or that one thing that you're not doing that all of a sudden changes everything for you and you get back into the game. It's really kind of cool because not everybody's selling the same thing. So, they're not your competition, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Really
And
cool.
we learn all kinds of things to be looking for. We call them bolos. Be on lookout, Hawaiian shirts, tiki mugs, books. There's just no end. And what's nice about the groups is usually within about probably 60 seconds, you can have an answer. If you're really struggling with something, get a bad buyer who wants to return. Maybe not a bad buyer, I shouldn't say that, but there's an issue and they want to return something or whatever, and you don't know how to handle it. And so the Facebook groups and the community is invaluable. It's like family. I have friends now that I never would have met if it hadn't been for eBay.
Yeah.
Well, right. And people like yourself are also able to give advice, so you ask a question and then you also give advice as well because of your experiences. Since 2002.
Yeah. And my mistakes, thankfully I've had a very good experience on eBay. I haven't had any issues. I mean, I've had a few little things. You know what? My motto is refund and move on. I mean, that's, if it's not really expensive, but I've had to eat some things, some prices, some refunds because I forgot to insure a set of books, $80. Yeah. I didn't insure. And I just gave her $80 back and moved on rather than worry about it. With priority on eBay, we get insurance included up to $50 unless you're a top-rated seller. But so I'm always paying attention to insure my packages. I sleep better at night when I pay 79 cents to insure.
Oh, nice. That's
let's talk about that for a minute because that's something we've rarely talked about on here. Talk about the insurance and how that works and how the price of it is figured out.
Well, I buy through ShipSaver. So when I go into eBay and print my shipping label, we take care of everything. And then if it's below $50 priority, we get shipping is included. But if it's above that, insurance. I go into ShipSaver. It's an app within eBay. And they pull everything up for me. All my listings are there. And I just click on insure. And if it's under, I think, $50, it's only 79 cents.
Wow.
If I go to the post office to the counter, I think it's $2.25. And knocking on wood, I've never had a claim yet. But I just know that if that package gets if the post office loses it or it's damaged or whatever, I just sleep better knowing that.
Nothing.
And it's a tax write-off. It's part of my tax write-offs because I pay for the insurance because you cannot make or ask for the buyer to pay insurance on eBay. They stopped that several years ago. Right. So we cannot say you need to insure it. It's on the seller. And thankfully, ShipSaver's made it very affordable.
Yeah, no doubt. I think I'd spend 79 cents to get some rest.
Oh,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's a cheap night's sleep. So we had a question in from Winnie from Colorado. I think it's called Colorado. I'm from England. But anyway, she was talking about she's struggling with the day-to-day running of the business. So, for example, because she's like you, she's stay-at-home mom and stuff like that. So it's taking the pictures, it's putting it on eBay, it's doing the listings. It's like, what should go first? What should come second? And she struggles with the fact of getting it consistently done throughout the day. What's your way? Because you do all this on your own as well, do you?
Well, my husband helps me. His job ended about 2 years ago, and he loves it. So he does most of the listing. What he does everything, gets it all ready, and then puts it in draft. And then I look over it, and I'll tweak it a little bit here and there. 2 pairs of eyes are better than one. But what I would say to her is the first thing is research. There's nothing worse than taking the photos, cleaning it up, getting all ready to go and find out it's only worth $2.99. So research first. Make sure it's going to be worth your time. And then what a lot of people do is the assembly line. They might take 10 pictures, get all your pictures done at once. Then you can sit down and then start working on your listings. But I also, make sure you weigh it and make sure especially if it's glass, how are you going to package and ship that?
Yep.
Because you don't want to lose money. It's very easy to lose money, especially shipping international. I ate $5 one time because the difference between 8 ounces and 9 ounces is $5. Wow. So you always want to make sure you at least put in 9 or 10 ounces for that product, that item for international to get it within there. So there's a lot of little things, but learning them it's easy, once you get going.
And what you're describing is you're describing your system, right? And everybody that starts out with eBay starts out making those mistakes. They start out taking a picture, then listing it, and doing all these things individually instead of taking pictures of all 10 items, then list all 10 items and all that. And, you quickly start learning, how to be more efficient with your time because we all only get 24 hours, right? So, efficiency in systems. And I don't think we've ever heard any 2 systems that are the exact same. Have we, Ollie?
No, maybe
except for those 2.
Except for the other 2 and the 2 guys before that. But yeah.
Well, before, yeah. But other than that.
Other than those 5.
We're all unique. We're all wired differently. So everybody's going to do different things. And then too, we try to use natural light. So of course we're going to take our pictures in the daytime. We're in California, so we get a lot of sun. So there's different ways. I know a lot of moms have to wait till their kids are in bed at night to list. I used to do things in between dinner. I'd keep my laptop in the kitchen and I'd be cooking. I'd run over and do something. Now they're grown and out of the house. And
so they can only take pictures during the full moon? Is that what you're saying? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, those would be interesting.
Yep.
Ron and Ali will be right back after this short break.
Life is full of numbers. Our brains process literally hundreds of numbers and equations every hour of every day. When it comes to your business, give your brain a break as well as peace of mind that the numbers are figuring up as they should with MyCost Pro. MyCost Pro is an easy-to-use automated eBay bookkeeping program for Excel that imports sales data directly from your seller account. MyCost Pro automatically generates accounting and performance reports to show you your true bottom-line profit. You can even view and edit active listing details such as price and quantity and relist unsold items directly from MyCost Pro. All you need is Excel on your Windows PC. Take control of your business and free up those long nights of crunching the numbers. Visit mycostpro.com for a 21-day no-obligation free trial using coupon code PODCAST, exclusively for So You Want to Sell on eBay podcast listeners. So, you have an idea, a big idea, and you're ready to jump into the world of e-commerce. Awesome. But where to start? The answer is only a click away. At solutionsforecommerce.com, you'll find available services to help manage, audit, or even build your e-commerce site from the ground up. With over 10 years of experience in developing and managing channels on sites like Amazon, eBay, Shopify, and Etsy, Solutions for E-commerce can help you to grow your small or large business. Take a step back from the technical and do what you do best, and let Solutions for E-commerce handle the tedious stuff like creating, reviewing, adding, or removing listings, setting up or organizing store categories, even merchandising and customer support. Find out why their clients say that their business wouldn't be what it is today without the help from Solutions for E-commerce. Visit solutionsforecommerce.com and take your e-commerce business to the next level. That's solutions, the number 4, ecommerce.com. Use promo code eBay at checkout for an exclusive So You Want to Sell on eBay podcast discount.
Be sure to check out SoYouWannaSellOnEBay.com for the latest podcasts and all the information you need to get selling fast.
So what's the strangest thing? This is one of Ali's favorite questions, but I'm just going to hijack them here.
Again.
What was one of the strangest things you've ever bought and sold on eBay?
Well, I don't know if it's really strange, but I sold a 96-inch wooden propeller. It was not airworthy. What? It was consignment. Yeah, it was consignment for a guy. It took me 4 hours to wrap it because it's twisted, so you can't just run a long box over it. So I wrapped it all carefully, and I just made it within probably 1/8 of an inch within UPS's length requirements. Because by the time you package it and get cardboard and everything on, it kept getting longer and longer. And it went to Texas, and I think the guy paid like $150 shipping.
Wow.
But it was, it was fun. I'm trying to think. I also like to buy, I find kids' school projects, ceramics. It's a mask. It had their name inside. It had periods.
Oh, no way.
I paid $1 for it. It was just, clay, and it sold for $49. So I like to
wow.
different kinds of things like that. It's, with eBay, you got the whole world. If you're shipping international, you've got billions of people looking for your items, and you just never know. And we get some amazing feedback. Wow. One lady, she bought a book from me that she was remarried to her husband, and his grandfather used to read this book to him, and he lost it. It's a Disney book. So it was on auction. She didn't know how to do it. Her grandson was home from Iraq on leave. He bid on it for her and won it. So when she got the book, it made me want to cry. My husband so loves this book because, his grandfather read it to him when he was a child, and now these people are probably in their 70s. So finding things on eBay that you can't find anywhere else, it's just amazing.
Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm going to go find my metal G.I. Joe.
Oh, yes.
When I was in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Hopefully I find the exact same one. That'd be great.
So I think it's great. That's why I just love chatting with people like yourself, Debbie, who sell on eBay, because you can see you're having fun with it. And it's just the weirder it is, the more better it is, the more fun it is. And you get to spend time with your family as well doing it,
Oh, Oh yeah, and get a lot of tax write-offs too, because part of our home, we have our home here, so we got our business office, and then we travel. We go to the beach, and we hit the Goodwill there, any rummage sales. So everywhere we go, we're always looking for items. And then I don't know if you've ever been to any of the big eBay events. eBay Open is going to be in Vegas in July. So we go there, and I have probably 200 friends, and we all hang out together. We party and learn together, and you learn so much from other people because you don't know that you don't know something.
Yep.
So you're sitting there at a table, and someone starts talking about something, and you say, "Wait a minute, what are you talking about? How do you do that?" And all of a sudden, you have a whole new tip to help you run your business.
Right. You're networking with a table full, or a whole conference, actually, a whole conference full of experts.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, you're going to have speakers. Those are the big experts, but everybody that sells on eBay is an expert.
Right. And everybody sells different things. They're from different parts of the country. And it's just so fun to see other people succeed. I know one time in one of the Jason's Facebook group, a lady wrote in and said, because she was taught to buy these little rolls of wallpaper border, she was able to pay her electricity bill that month.
Amazing.
And we were all in tears thinking, wow, this is so life-changing for people. Because a lot of people can't go out and get a job. It's harder to find a job. And then you got to commute. You got to pay for daycare and all those kinds of things. So thankfully, eBay is strong, and they're constantly improving for us so that to make it easier and just helping one another. It's just the most fulfilling thing. I keep telling myself some days, maybe I should go get a job.
Absolutely, but here's the other thing too, is that it seems like in the last probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 years, eBay has done a lot for the seller.
Yes.
Which it's a change of pace, right? Because it used to be all, that the buyer was right, there was really no compensation, if you will, for the seller. And now it seems like eBay's starting to recognize that without sellers, there's really nothing, there's no eBay. So it's really awesome that eBay is kind of turned around. And I know Devin Winnig is really kind of doing an awesome job at making sure the sellers are starting to be heard and be taken care of.
Oh, yeah, they changed some policies. Remember when we had those stars? You could get 5 stars or 1 star or whatever.
Yep.
Got to the point where I told somebody, I can't humanly do any more. It's impossible to do any better than I'm doing. It's based on opinion. It was based on a buyer's opinion. And so thankfully, they changed. Feedback doesn't really affect us anymore. Of course, we want positive feedback. But yeah, when they had the We Are 20 celebration in San Jose, when eBay turned 20, it was amazing. And that was the turning point, And so now we have eBay Open. This will be the 3rd year for that. And they listen to us. They're constantly asking, how can we improve? Give us some ideas. And they've got the community and eBay Radio. And so it's just nice because other venues don't do that. Amazon, they're not asking us, hey, how can we fix things? But eBay is right there, and they sell. A lot of eBay employees sell, so they know what we're going through.
Well, and I guess one of the big differences is with Amazon, people that buy on Amazon, they are Amazon customers. Even though, you're a seller on Amazon, it's Amazon's customers. So it makes a little bit of difference when, they're your customers on eBay. So eBay listens to you. Right. And I just love where they've come and where they've gone and they're going in the last few years. It's really good.
Yes, very happy. It's changed the attitude. It makes it fun. And there's nothing perfect. There are bad days. We're not going to lie. I mean, you get a buyer that just doesn't want to work with you or for whatever reason. And you just smile and figure out the best way to do it. And you have to move on. That's the thing. I see people in the Facebook, they'll spend 2 days discussing this little issue. And we're like, just give them their $10 and move on.
Yeah. Yeah. And the truth of the matter is, like it or not, and I have no proof of this, but I'm sure they're just people that know that, the feedback is important to buyers or to sellers. So they'll just buy something and say it was cracked or say it was broken just because they know what the end result is. And some people are scammers. I mean, it just is. It's a small percentage, I would say, but they're out there. So the best thing you can do is just refund them the money and say, thank you, have a great day, and be done with it. Then, a refund goes in my accountant. I have an accountant that does my taxes. That's a refund. He figures it all out for me. But in the time that you can spend 24 hours arguing about something, you could have probably listed 50 other things.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's the mindset behind it.
And not take the blood pressure medicine that, you had to take because you were so upset about the whole thing.
That's right. And you're always learning. We're always learning, better customer service.
But that's how you get there, isn't it? I mean, you get there through doing that for 24 hours, 48 hours, realizing it doesn't work and then stop doing it. I mean, that's the process to not do it. So, yeah, we're all in different parts. You've got so much experience there. You've been doing this for 16 years. So this is a long haul. So last question, because we've just run out of time again. So where you see yourself in the future? Are you going to expand this? Well, what's your plan with all of this?
Well, our dream, my husband and I's dream, we would love to buy an RV and live in an RV and travel.
Nice.
So then you'd have to sell little things, like I'm learning about selling postcards, and there's jewelry, and T-shirts, little things that you could store in an RV and just travel across the country, garage selling, thrift storing, and selling it on eBay.
That sounds awesome.
That's our big dream, because there's just so much world out there to see, and it would be fun. So that's what
you get internet in your RV, would you? You'll have like a satellite on your roof.
Yeah, you get these hot spots or however they do it, or go sit in Starbucks for a while,
Yeah.
But isn't that great? I mean, what other job can you do that where you can travel across the country just selling stuff which pays for your more traveling?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And just think we're in the Bay Area of California, so we have a lot of thrift stores. But, you go into other states, they have other things, too. And it's just so fun. And then meeting other sellers along the road. So that's what we like to do. But we want to get our eBay business just bigger. Even though I've been on for 16 years, you can see by my feedback, I think I have 1,400 feedback. That's not a lot. So I wasn't really a full-time seller. Now it's like, okay, I need to ramp it up more now. And having my husband, he worked, he's supported us all these years. So we want to work together and grow our business together.
Yeah. Yeah, make it a we thing. And that, again, another thing you can do on eBay. Debbie, you've been absolutely fantastic. You've given some real gems today. I mean, you've really given some good information about the postage and all sorts of stuff. And it's, thank you for joining us. A lot of people are going to get a lot out of this.
Thank you for having me on. I've been listening to you guys for a couple of years now. I just love your show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cheers for that. So we'll post all the notes from today's interview on our show notes page, which can be found at www.soyouwantasellonebay.com/show notes. Debbie, before you leave us, how can everyone in the world, get in contact with you?
Well, if they want to go to my eBay store, go to www.thebookkiosk.com. And I'm also on Facebook.
Okay.
And come to an eBay event, and I'll see you there.
Yeah, I bet.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. So the next one is eBay Open, you said?
Yes, eBay Open, Mandalay Bay, July 24th through the 27th in Las Vegas. Last year, there were about 1,500 of us. I'm telling you, it's the best party. eBay puts on a great party. They feed us a lot. And
feed us
a lot.
I love it.
And then we had a party. They have a party. I don't know if they'll do the Brooklyn Bowl again this year, but the last 2 years, we had a private concert with a band and food, and it's just so. And the execs are right there dancing with us.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. That sounds like awesome. So, well, thanks once again, Debbie, from joining us. You've been absolutely fantastic. From everyone here at So You Want to Sell on eBay, I'm Ali Young.
And I'm Ron LeBeau.
That's all for this episode of So You Want to Sell on eBay. Be sure to check out our next episode or any past episodes by going online to soyouwantasellonebay.com. Also, be sure to follow us on your favorite social media sites, facebook.com/So You Want to Sell on eBay, and Twitter @Your eBay Podcast. Thanks for listening. And until next time, happy selling.
Have an idea for a topic or know someone who would like to be on the show? Let us know. Just go to www.soyouwantasellonebay.com/interview. We look forward to hearing from you. This podcast was produced in part by Pro Voice Works.